For most of Kehinde Wiley's very successful career, he has created large, vibrant, highly patterned paintings of young African American men and women wearing the latest in hip hop street fashion. The theatrical poses and objects in the portraits are based on well known images of powerful figures drawn from 17th through 19th century Western art. We will be representing ourselves as modern day people, melding ourselves with a background of our choice to represent us today in the modern world. Hey, third grade, here we are, and we are going to work on Kehinde Wiley, a great artist. What we are going to do is hopefully take a picture of ourselves and use some kind of editing, whether it be in your mom or dad's iPhone, on your computer, on your iPad, to kind of change our background a little bit. If you don't have access to something like that, that's okay. We can work from a picture that maybe you print out or a picture that you can find in a magazine. So it may not necessarily be of you, but you might still be able to work on something that still makes a statement. So let's take a look and see what we're going to do. I'm going to turn you around here and get us over to where we are going to be working. Okay, so I have some images over here. So what I'd like to do, and you probably saw some of the ones that were in the video. So one thing that I was thinking is we could start finding some pictures in magazines that, hopefully that's not going to show up there. Got a low battery thing there. So what I'd like to do is just cut out some magazine pictures, and to also find, here's another one. I want to find some backgrounds. So if you don't have access to a computer or a printer or any of those other things, that's totally okay. You can use a magazine picture, okay? So what I want to do is find some different kind of backgrounds. Now, not backgrounds that have like lots of houses and people and all kinds of like advertisements and things, but something that has like pattern or design or something that is I don't know, kind of different. Okay, so I've got a butterfly picture here. Got another one that I could cut up. One other thing that I thought we could reference is tissue paper. Oh, there goes the glue stick. And I also had some patterned papers to use. Little person poking out there, hello. All right, so we could use these patterned papers. Here's another one. All right, and some more people poking out. Hello. And even some people that were just a little bit different. So things that you find might really, really work for you. Okay, so if you don't have the computer and you don't have a printer, we can work with it this way. Or if you choose to work with this way, that's okay too. If you do have a printer and you print a picture of yourself, you can also work with it this way too. All right. So what I found were some different people. Okay, so I'm going to lay my peeps out here. So I've got this lovely little lady. Hello there. All right, and I've got this lovely gal. Right, and I'm looking for images that are larger, and you can kind of see they're a little bit larger, not those teeny tiny little faces. Okay, and I've got this girl. And where's my other lovely lady? Whoops. She took off on me. Here she is. Okay, so I'm going to try work with her. I really love her face. And what I want to do, and maybe I'll try different women. You can certainly use men if you can find men. It does not have to be a woman. And if you're really uncomfortable with using you and you'd like to use someone else in your family, if you can print something out, go for it. That would be great. All right, so I have two different patterned papers here. They're kind of similar, but I can choose one. I could also choose one of these if I wanted, or even wrapping paper or tissue paper, or something that I actually paint. Okay, so it's really, really up to you. And remember, everything can be changed to work for what you have. Okay, so I'm gonna take my girl, and what I did here was I kind of folded my paper a little bit. So if you can notice, I folded it over so that she fit all the way on my paper. Now, she looks great over there. So if you can kind of see, I love that she's over there in the corner. Okay, and she's surrounded by this beautiful pattern. But what if I chose to put her somewhere else? What if I chose to put her right there? Would that work? I think it could work. So it's really up to you where you put her. Now, let's say you really like her and you really like her over here, but you're thinking, I'd kind of like somebody that was a little bit closer to the middle. Try someone else. Let's try this lady. Okay, she's got some writing on her, but that's okay. You know, we're gonna go with it. She looks kind of nice there. All right, so you really have to play around. I'm gonna show you one that I think is a bit too small. She's a little teeny tiny here. So I wanna think of something a little bit bigger. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go with this gal. I'm gonna just stick her, I am gonna stick her more toward the corner. Okay, now let's get gluing this down, and then I'm going to show you. I mean, we could end there and say, meh, that's done, but I think we could push it a little bit more. Now, Kehinde often had a patterned background, just like this, and this might have been his image, and there might have been a little bit of the colors on her head moving into her body, whatever, you know, something like that. If you Google him and you take a look at some of his work, you might see some of that. So let's take a look. Let's find that glue stick, and we're gonna pop off that top. Get her glued down real good. Now I did fold it at the top there, so I will be cutting it off later, but when I get this glued down, I do want to kind of hold it into place because you'll see it does wrinkle. It is magazine paper. I'm just gonna go around my edges. Get those all gluey. And I can put some in the middle if I'd like. Okay, now she's sticking to me pretty good. So let me line her up down near the end where I want her, and uncoil. And then I want to kind of flip it over so that I can smooth it out. No bumps, no bubbles, just a clean paper. Okay, so again, you might think, well, yeah, this looks kind of done. But what I thought we could do is just push it just a little bit more. What could I say about this girl? Well, to me, she looks strong. Now again, if it's you, you can write lots of things about you. So if this were me, I would say that, wow, I look pretty strong here. And I might want to write that word somewhere. So I like going along my edges sometimes and writing words. So I'm going to say strong. Okay. To me, she's very beautiful. And I might even want to start that down here and move my way up. But instead, I started at the top. So I'll go with it. I'm going to try to leave enough space. Actually, you know what? It might be better if I started down at the bottom and then moved my way up. So I'm going to go here. I think she's very beautiful. And again, these are things you can write about yourself. You might say, oh, I'm very musical. I'm very artistic. I'm smart. I'm beautiful. I'm an amazing athlete. Whatever it is. Okay. I also think she has kind of like a, I don't know, she looks very very much like she's thinking about something. Maybe she's very intelligent or very smart. So maybe I'd write those words. And again, you can take up a little bit more space if you'd like by making it larger. And notice I'm using a Sharpie pen. You can use a marker, you can use a ballpoint pen, whatever's going to work for you. Okay. And if you'd want to just do designs around her, that's okay too. I want you to be really, really creative with this. Okay. So let's see, what else can we write? So she's beautiful, she's smart, she's strong, maybe she's healthy. And then maybe we could even write something about who she is. She's African American. Okay, you could write that. We don't want to get leave things out either. If there's something that's going to stand out for you, I want you to write that in there. And it doesn't necessarily have to be these things. Like maybe if I decided, okay, she's really beautiful. She has beautiful eyes. I love the shine on her lips. I could write all those things along there if I wanted. And I could even continue down the side. So see how this is giving it just a little bit more kind of detail. Okay. So I don't want to write on her face, but I do want to write maybe something around her that says something about her. If it's not speaking, when you have it there, if you have your image on a patterned background and you want to speak more, speak around your head, okay? And show us and tell us who you are, okay? Now, if you are doing the more digital, where you're taking a photograph of yourself and then you're working it into a photo program, that's different. You can add some other things there too. If you're printing something out and you're gluing it down to another patterned paper, or you're designing a patterned paper, that would be really interesting. So this is a very open-ended assignment. It doesn't have to be painted. It doesn't have to be colored pencil. It can be whatever you want it to be. Okay, but I really want you to just kind of express yourself, maybe even tell a story about who you are. Last week you told the story about someone else, and we are on a storytelling unit, so it might be really interesting to hear a little bit about you and who you might be. So I really hope you have fun with this. If you have any questions, please email me, and have a lot of fun, guys. Okay, bye.